Put on these for just a second. Make sure my audio's okay. I think it is. Should be. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so. Mare Crodmus. To all of you. I wanted my thumbnail to look like you couldn't quite tell whether I was smiling or not, and the reality to be that I wasn't. Hope y'all are okay. Hello, Valor. Sharing this on Tweltwer. Rogged now. Hello, EarthNerd. Oh, y'all can see the higher definition fucking feed here. I've set up not only the higher definition output, but also my fucking lights. So this is a better camera purchased by one of my viewers who said she would be here tonight, so I want to thank her personally. So that is a thing that we have now, is higher definition video. And assuming that it's a smooth stream, should be good. So let me share this on Tweltwer. Hello, Rescind. Thanks for the camera. You should be able to see an increase in quality, by the way, since the last time you were at one of these streams. Alright, cool. So that's there. Gonna share this in Discord. Live. Here. Yeah, so not only do I have a camera on, but the higher definition camera on, but I have two like additional sources of light, that away and that away. So one of the sources is a ring light I stapled to the fucking wall. And then the other source is a cheap LED clip-on desk lamp that I have pointed at the wall. So both of those are giving me a general lighting. Now, the green screen, I'll be working that out at some point, but I don't have that worked out quite yet. So, with that in mind, it should be worked out once I figure out how to get it smooth, because for some reason I can't get the edges smooth. My skin looks flawless. Well, that's because I don't have my face very close to the camera. If I did, you would be able to see all the minute little fucking garbage pieces that are there. Like, okay, here we go. Let's get gross for a second. I wanna pull up my OBS to make sure I can see it live, but like, so you can see it's like it gets patchy when you're close up. Look at that. Patchy, you can see tiny little wrinkles. Oh, hey, look, there's a flake of. So yeah, like I'm far away and it looks okay, but the closer up I get, the more of a disaster it becomes. Yeah, Valor. Here, look at my eye. You can see all the colors that are weird about it. Anyway, for those of you who are new to this channel, this is an informal stream that I do once a week to discuss things with audience members. You could do makeup tutorials. They never get close. yeah. I could be the next Jeffree Star. I'll affect a feminine voice to make it happen. That moment when it didn't change when. I'm pretty sure you could see more flaws. I saw a flake of skin coming up close. Maybe YouTube is just degrading the quality a little. I don't know. Fowler says, I'll edit the image and send it to everyone. Feel free. My content is Creative Commons, so, like, people can just use it. Like, I have people occasionally asking me if they can use clips of my stuff in their music or projects or whatever, and I'm like, yeah. If people want my fucking bullshit in their fucking shit, like, go for it. A flake is not a flaw, it wasn't attached to you. But, yeah, but, you know, like, it was. It's like if my nose falls off and you're like, well, yeah, that's not a flaw. It's not attached to you. I'm like, yeah, it was. I feel like I don't want to detract from the fact that I could do a little bit more prep and get the dandruff out of my beard. You know, that could be a thing, but it's, you know, um but we don't have many comments. So if there's a current issue y'all want to discuss, then feel free. As long as the discussion is. So, like, I'm gonna reserve whatever comments have been put on the videos this week until next week. And I'll actually have, like, a shit ton of content. Basically, I needed to focus on doing some stuff that was going to make me more immediate money. So that, you know, I can pay rent in January. So I've been focusing on that. Also, I'm doing my first book editing job for a long-time follower, subscriber, supporter of the show. So if that becomes a thing, then I'll have a book editor to put in my fucking resume. And Overpoliced is out now, so I have an IMDb page. I'm getting all official and shit. And so I thought I would wear my business attire, which is my stretched out Punisher tank top under a blue flannel that looks gray in this lighting. So, there you go. Fucking, I'm professional as shit. Motherfuckers. Anyway. So, if there's a subject you want to discuss, feel free, but yeah, it's been a wild fucking year. And it's gonna be fucking January, I think, before the next one of these. Let me check to be absolutely sure. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be New Year's Eve. The New Year's Eve listen to this asshole speak stream on fucking YouTube. That'll be what this is on next Saturday. Um You know, I could watch CNN hosts get blasted and, you know, watch a ball drop, or I could watch this guy be clean and sober and exactly as intelligible. I'm exactly the right level of hinged. What are my plans for New Year's? My plans for New Year's are to focus on a lot of content. I'm gonna get in a workout. Um, and really try to hone in a lot of this stuff because I want 2023 to be a blow up year for me. There's going to be a lot of stuff on the agenda. My current goal is to get basically $100 for some basics. Like, there's some stuff that I could get for that would really amp my shit up. So I'm going to be trying to earn that coming up here soon. But basically, yeah, like, I'm going to be really streamlining stuff. That's my goal. I want to be able to put out, like, you know, a short video a day, a vlog a day, a good piece of well-edited content a week, and one of my, going out into Spokane and doing fucking weird shit a week as well. I don't know if you saw it, Rescind, but I posted the Blazin' Challenge on my new variety channel. And the next Hot Wing Challenge will be there in, like, within the next week. I just need to, like, call them and make sure that the Screamin' Yak does the Devil Wings Challenge still. And if they do, then I'll be doing that. But that'll all be on Jeremiah Does Stupid Shit on Camera YouTube. I wanted to have the worst name possible so that if I blow up, it's like, yeah, this was genuine organic reach, motherfuckers. People actually wanted to see this garbage. So that's what I want that channel to be. I want it to be like, if I get a good enough camera to do parkour, you know, I have like a channel to post parkour. If I decide to go do, like, you know, some interesting, like, around Spokane sort of just photography video, I can do that. If I decide to do some eating challenge here, I can do that. If I go on a vacation, or if, like, my content blows up enough that people want me to fly to them or something, I'll be able to do, like, random bullshit in their city on that channel. Like, that channel is going to be a channel where I'll just, like, fuck around. That's what I want for it. So, let me top chat here. I need to switch to live chat every time. Rescind says, looks good here and I've got it on 1080p. Ah, well, it's one of those things then where I've got to not say anything. Like, if I notice a flake, I should just shut the fuck up and hope nobody else does. Because sometimes, yeah, my feed is bad, but my camera's good. So that's something to keep an eye out for, I guess. She also says, I'm a terrible Grinch. I have even less to say around the holidays. Everyone's staying warm. I'm in SoCal and we're warm. I am not staying warm, but on purpose. Because I like the cold. It's been close to 0 a lot of the time here. And I just go out, like, intentionally in the fucking snow and shit like that. I got a frozen beard for some pictures a short bit back. That's my goal around this time of year. So, what am I... Okay. She says, I'll be available anyway, no plans. Valor says he's going to be watching the ball drop on his TV. He wants to get more active in school. Good, yeah. Having a meat space life, like having an actual social life, is essential. Like, that's one of the reasons I need to get into the city more. Because I need to be, like, out interfacing with people. I need to make my presence known and felt. Because, like... Years ago, when I came here to Spokane, I was like, I'm going to do shit. I'm going to own this city. And, like, years and years later, and I still haven't even broke ground, really. So I need to really start hitting a lot of the spots around here. And one of the things I'm planning on putting on Jeremiah Does Stupid Shit on camera is, if I get the balls necessary, doing, like, a tight 5 at the local comedy club. So that'll be a goal of mine if I can do that, because there's some local comedy clubs around here. Some of them have open mics, and I wouldn't mind seeing about doing an open mic at one of these things and seeing if people like my deranged humor apart from... Oh, right, and also rescind. I have a new deranged Twitter account, Jeremiah Zip. So if you want to check that out, you can. It'll be just nothing but... I want people to be worried after reading the tweets. That's my goal. I want that. See, but it's Christmas somewhere. You should get in the Christmas spirit 12 hours early at least, Sky. He says, it's not Christmas yet, you bitch. Yes, it is always Christmas. They are slowly Christmasizing the entire year. They'll put out the fucking they'll put out the decorations. They'll start playing the Miley Cyrus. They'll do all of that, like, real early, real soon. It'll be like past the 4th of July, and we'll be like, well, ain't that some yeehaw shit? Time for Christmas. Valor says, I have notifications on for Jeremiah Zip, and I'm like, what the fuck? Admittedly, it's very bad. None of it's supposed to be good. I want it to be one of those things where, like, the more people scroll, the worse they feel. So that'll be the goal of that channel, and I hope, like, and also I want to never turn into one of those, like, gimmicks who's just, like, stealing other people's content. I want it to be one of those things where, like, you know, people reading that content are like, not only is this fucking awful, but it's totally original, which means that this person is fucking awful. That's what I want from that. So, so I'm going to send that video, actually, because I'll send it to chat here because that's definitely something you should see if you want. YouTube. I'm logged in on my Brave, so I gotta go over here for that. It already has 25 views watching me eat hot wings. Rescind says, your Twitter has to be crawling with FBI, but that's not news. Yeah. I posted one of my tweets today that that I'm hoping catches some strays from the FBI is, have you seen what's in my van? What's inside might shock you. Not clickbait. Or this other one where I was like, I'm like a bear because I'll attack you in the woods and I have a fiber plug in my asshole when I sleep. It's only family friendly content. So I'll send that link to the chat too. Valor says that one. Ah, well, there you go then. Also, I need water. I've been working out a lot more lately, and you'll probably notice my man tits are very large. I'm getting them big pecs, so I gotta drink more, otherwise these pecs will wilt. It reminded me of my friend 051. Oh, that SCP guy? That SCP guy should follow that Twitter. I think he would dislike it. Yeah, there's a lot coming. I want this next year to be a banner year for my content upsetting people. And I like Jeremiah EXE was supposed to be this type of account. And then they fucking banned me from Twitter on my main. And so I had to use my shit posting account as my primary because it had a few thousand followers by that point. So I needed to make that happen, you know? I needed like whatever resources I could to stay basically relevant, at least in the circles in which I was relevant. But this account is going to be like that account, but refined, even more insane and worse. And it's keeping with the theme of the Sonic.exe stuff because it's got the .zip theme. So that's what I want for that account. I want that account to be like, people click that account and they're like delirious and they start to depersonalize because they're like, fucking, is this real? Is somebody typed this? Somebody hit send after typing this. Also, following you now, Sky. For some reason, it didn't give me a notification that you followed me on my Zip account. So, anyway, Valor's like, and yes, I think you would dislike it. Yep. Like, oh, this is legitimately unhinged. Yeah. So that'll be an account where I'll be posting things like that. EXE is still going to be used because I'm going to be using it for more like, you know, informal posting, and more risky tweets, that sort of thing. Things that I would want people to see, but that if I got banned, my main with the, you know, 15,000 followers wouldn't. So, is Twitter going to stay around, you think? News is it's hemorrhaging dollars. So, generally, I think it's going to do fine because I think that this is all designed. I mean, Mohammed bin Salman is part of this royal family that like dismembered a journalist and is committing a genocide and, you know, fucking is also like responsible for a significant amount of warmongering in the Middle East and bloodshed and civilian deaths and shit. And the House of Saud, because of its positioning in like the global hegemony, and because of its willingness to do the bidding of that hegemony and give it cheap oil and other resources, that's now the richest royal family on the planet. And Al-Walid bin Talal, Al Saud, is part of the House of Saud. And so he's like been a principal investor in Twitter for a long time, and he still owns part of it, if I understand correctly. Like, it's not a public company, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have shareholders. And as far as I was aware, there was this big old like post where he had a virtual handshake with Elon Musk. So Elon Musk literally doing a handshake with the government of Saudi Arabia. Right off the bat tells you that this is going to be the same operation. So yeah, they're doing this public witch hunt thing of previous employees, and fine, fuck them. I don't care. You know, I'm not team Twitter, but at the same time, I think this is a show. This has to be a show. This has to be a stage production. Because what we're dealing with right now is a gaggle of truly evil people doing truly evil things. And, you know, it's been this way for a while. And so Elon ousting some people, it was already hemorrhaging money. Twitter's been sending internal emails for a long time about how bankrupt they're going to be. You know, but it's sort of like Tesla. They can say they're going to be bankrupt and they can hemorrhage money, and they can still come out on the other side if they serve the interests of the elite. In this case, the interest serving of the elite is learning how to program the human brain with Neuralink, learning how to like control human cars, like their transportation, their travel with Tesla and their remote controllability, bridging the gap between all sorts of surveillance technologies with Starlink, literally getting US government contracts to launch Starlink into space. And now he owns a Saudi-funded huge arm of the informational monopoly, Twitter. I just don't think that it's that at risk. I think he is a part of the global hegemony, and that anybody who treats him as an outsider doesn't understand what his car companies, his fucking brain control companies, and his information control companies are doing. And literally SpaceX, like when they're not building surveillance infrastructure for the entire planet, they're creating escape pods for the rich and powerful to just jet off of the planet that they fucked up. So it's like, I feel like he's a vital piece of their plan, and that they're not going to let Twitter fail under his watch. I think they're going to keep it afloat no matter fucking what. That's my take. I think if 051 saw that I was following Jeremiah Zip, he would be concerned. Probably. Earth Nerd says, I think it'll find a way to stay afloat, since attention is the golden asset these days. Yeah, and also, if you want to watch a communist, watch Peter Coffin. He has this great quote that attention is currency in the marketplace of ideas. And the reason he says that is because people's attention has been commodified. And it's been turned into this massive industrial complex where they're just, you know, the goal isn't truth. The goal isn't empowerment of the masses against the ruling class. And you know, the class struggle down here. The goal isn't any authentic revolution, and never will be, even if they like give you like the edgy aesthetic of, yeah, my fists in the air, man. Yeah, but what are you doing with it? The goal is so that you feel represented, so that you stay bought into the system. And so when people say, oh, well, we canceled this person, so we're awesome. No. And they'll be back in like 3 months if they're well liked enough by their audience anyway. Like, you tried to cancel Andrew Tate, and the only thing it did is Barbra Streisand everything. For anyone who doesn't know that reference, Barbra Streisand said that, oh no, they took an aerial photo of my celebrity house. So they're publishing private information and putting a target on my back. I'm going to file orders to get the information taken down. And then everybody was like, well, if you want to play it that way, we'll just blow up like this image. We'll push it to all of our social media. We'll make this image very, very popular and say, hey, this is Barbra Streisand's house. And it got termed the Streisand effect. And that's exactly what's like happens with people who they try to cancel a lot of the time, because suddenly these people who canceled them, all of their enemies that they've already made enemies with, they look at this person's content, and if this person's content is good enough to be considered based so that they can still catch an audience to begin with, if that's what's true, then this person just has suddenly a massively new audience base. It's sort of like Andrew Tate. Yeah, you banned him from Airbnb. You banned him from all these payment processors, social media. You banned him from shopping on certain places or selling his stuff on certain places. But you know what you didn't do? You didn't stop him. And now he's bigger than ever. So, fucking congratulations. Like, you used the Streisand effect flawlessly. And that's the reason he did what he did. He posted all this controversial stuff, and he got all his fucking Tate bros trying to be top G's to fucking post it with him. And then suddenly his stuff blows up after he's censored because he has this loyal audience of people who got paid to share his shit. So... yeah, Racin's like, and now I have heard of Andrew Tate. Yeah, you hadn't heard of him before, and now you have. Yeah, that's exactly. And I wouldn't be talking about him if he hadn't been canceled. I got fucking lip coming off here. But yeah, so that's the thing. Like, Earth Nerd is right, because it's all it needs is attention, and whatever business model it gets will be spiked in popularity. And so all Elon Musk has to do is keep getting people's attention, keep getting them talking about it. And, all press is good press. People are going to tweet more. People are going to protest on Twitter. It'd be like if you had to buy a coffee every time you wanted to protest Starbucks. Like, you went to the Starbucks store and you were like, oh man, your beans are unfair trade. Your beans aren't ethically sourced, man, and you don't treat your workers well, and you strike break, and your goods are made in unethical locations, like your cups, your fucking coffee makers. How dare you, Starbucks? I'll take a grande mocha frappuccino. It's exactly like that, because you have to give them money to tweet. Every one of your tweets is giving them money. And that's the hilarious thing to me about all of this, is that, like, I fucking gave them 12 years of content for free. And they banned me for a year and a half based on things they would later admit were lies. That's a problem. When your business model is based on profiting off of people who you treat like shit, you're a social media company. When your business model is based off of helping the people who enslave your content authors, you're a social media company. When you don't give a shit about other people and you just want to make money off of the advertisers that can run concurrently to a thing, you're a social media company. If you're a piece of shit, you're a social media company. That's the fact. And very few people break from this model. Anyway, Valor says, by the way, Jeremiah, Would you be okay with me mentioning you in Sonic post tweets? Yeah, go for it. I don't mind people tagging people. Like, more community engagement, more eyes on my content, more attention for the attention god. So, I mean, yeah, go for it. Sky says hop on Fortnite after. After this stream, I'm going to be editing one of my videos and posting. Yeah, whatever, post titties. I'm going to be posting them titties. Nah. I'm going to be editing some content that I made last night that I should have posted this morning, but instead I got into an argument on Facebook. I'm very productive. So that's the plan after. So, oh, Valor says that voice. Yeah, I can I can make a demon voice pretty much whenever I want to. Give me something to say in a demon voice. But yeah, I mean, maybe Fortnite at some point, but probably not tonight. And I would have to reinstall it as well. Rescind says, I knew about Neuralink and that, but I know too little about the Middle East. Yeah, because, like, the thing is, the House of Saud, they, and I made a video on this too. People were like, oh no, Trump, live golf. He hosted a golf tournament with these Saudis, you know, and Jared Kushner, terrible Jared Kushner, his Jared Kushner-like investments. These people are evil state capitalists, and we need to stop them. But, like, every one of your businesses catches investments from the House of Saud. It's part of their index funds. The Sovereign Wealth Fund funds so much goddamn shit. And people just accept it or don't know about it. Here, let me read the list of current investments at the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Sovereign Wealth. Actually, I'll do this in Vivaldi so that I can share my screen here. So y'all know I'm not joshing. I'm not bluffing. I won't do a cold lake because the lake is further away, but I have a river near my house. So that it'll probably be a river, not a lake. But I like that's a thing that I can do. If I hit 10,000 subs on Jeremiah Talks. So y'all got to start sharing my content if you want to see that. I made this like sort of promise in Discord that I would jump in a cold freezing cold water if I got 10,000 subs on this channel. So y'all got to start sharing my vlogs if you want to see that. I also have people telling me not to, but I think I'll be fine. You know, I'll bring changes of fucking shit. You know. But that's the thing there. I was gonna share my screen. So the Sovereign Wealth Fund is this massive fund. Massive. And it's like a worldwide investment fund that rivals BlackRock. And it's just literally Saudi government money. Sovereign Wealth Fund. And Twitter, through the House of Saud and Al-Walid bin Talal al-Saud, was partly funded by Saudi Arabia, which is why they get away with bigotry, like, hey, your corporate accounts are all rainbow flagged except Russia, except Saudi Arabia. We'll take your wokeness, but only if it's not interfering with our anti-woke agenda on the funding side of it. So, oh shit, I clicked the wrong link. That's just a Sovereign Wealth Fund in general. Sovereign Wealth Fund, Saudi Arabia. Public Investment Fund, that's what it was. PIF. So, this is a screen share, if I can make this work properly. I should be able to. Yeah, okay. So, it's 620 billion in estimated assets. It was created in 1971 for the purpose of investing funds on behalf of the government of Saudi Arabia. Their wealth fund has been controlled by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the guy who ordered the execution of Jamal Khashoggi. and it's been characterized as among the least transparent sovereign wealth funds in the world. And in 2016, the WSJ noted that none of the fund's investments were named. So you have to really dig, right? Um, and some of PIF's assets were transferred to the organization in 2017 after the Saudi regime conducted an anti-corruption purge, whereby assets of 400 of Saudi Arabia's richest individuals were seized by the regime. So, they own Newcastle United, an English-based professional football club. Their PIF present governor of that is Yasir Al Rumayyan, who is a Saudi businessman and the governor of the Public Investment Fund, the sovereign wealth fund of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He also serves as the chairman of the English football club Newcastle United. So there you go. That's what they are. They have this history here. And then you can scroll down and look at their investment projects. So, fucking Uber, Capcom, Nexon, Saudi Aramco, Kidya, Red Sea Project, Neom, Live Nation, literally, Boeing, Facebook, Citigroup, Berkshire Hathaway, Disney, Bank of America, BP, fucking SoftBank, WeWork, fucking Donald Trump, of course. The PIF paid a New York communications firm, Carve Communications, $120,000 a month in order to repair Saudi's damaged reputation after the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi. Literally paid damage control. They own parts of Electronic Arts, Take-Two, and Blizzard. They own part of Nintendo. They own part of Embracer. They own a major indirect stake in Twitter. So, this is huge. But most people don't even fucking know about it. And they do a very good job of making sure that you don't ask too many questions about Saudi Arabia on Twitter. Oh, man. It's fucking... And so, that was one of the things, is that I was saying, oh, it's so terrible and new. It's going to be owned by a billionaire. But people were looking at the billionaires it was owned by before. For a long time, Twitter was majority owned by somebody who was not Jack Dorsey and who was, in fact, a foreign government. So, that should explain some shit for y'all about why they said, oh, yeah, Alex Jones, he's got to go. He took advantage of the deaths of children. But all these warmongers can stay. They're part of our fund, too. It's also one of the great and funny things about hearing all these people complain about the Jews exclusively. Because, yeah, there are some rich and powerful Jews, but if you blame it all on them, you're a fucking moron. There are so many other royal and powerful families. And you're just saying, oh, this, because you're lazy and you just listened to some white nationalist garbage or some other nationalist garbage. And you were like, yeah, that sounds accurate and I won't research it at all. It's Valor says 051 said if Andrew Tate gets terminated, he's gonna get a bunch of wine and we're all gonna celebrate. And I'm assuming you mean in Minecraft, so we gotta be clear. Earth Nerd says his audience is people he's paid, or people who platform the Chad and live vicariously through him. Yeah, for sure. Everybody wants to be a top G, but nobody was asking, like, hey, is this guy really top G? I mean, like, Elon Musk is way richer than he is, way more powerful than he is. Valor says, your coffee sucks. Can I have a coffee? Yeah. Yeah, it's basically that. Media share stream win. I don't know what that is. Probably some like thing that Gen Z people do. But if I were to do a media share stream, it would probably not be on YouTube because I'm not going to risk having my channel terminated because somebody sent some sus media. I'm not if that's what you mean. Because I'm sure I could do that, but I would probably do it on Odyssey if I were to do it. Rescind says, our retirement is mostly invested in S&P and other similar funds. I hate it. I'm invested in fetal cell vaccines and experiments, Neuralink, etc. I'm helping to feed the beast. Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things. Like, people don't look into what these things are, and then they're like, wow, how did these people get so rich? That. So, I mean, I wish you and yours well, though. I mean, it's not like you got into that when you were already aware. So, yeah, it's 601. And I'm not going to stop using money. And I'm directly using a platform that is partly funded by the CIA, DHS, and NSA. So it's not like my hands are clean. It's not like I'm some perfect fucking angel because I'm, aware of these things. I'm just helping people be aware so that they can do something if they want. She says, PIF sounds like money laundering. It's also gross. Yeah, I mean, and it's basically where a government literally gives money to other, like, to people that they believe can help serve that government's interests. And it's not just this. Like, a whole lot of countries have a sovereign wealth fund or something similar. Like, China has one. Fucking Qatar has one. That's how Al Jazeera is funded. RT has one and was invested in a massive amount of things before this year, obviously, including Russia Today and a bunch of Russian news. The American government has a fuck ton through the CIA. Holy fucking shit. Like, and not only that, but they literally puppeteer the whole world's media through the Radio Free news programs. Like, for instance, when looking into what Svoboda meant, which is freedom, because it's the name of a white nationalist party in Ukraine that, whose members have since sort of become disparate but included in other white nationalist and Nazi organizations. That was called Svoboda, and so I was looking into this and I was like, oh, there's something called Radio Free Svoboda. That means that the CIA literally has a radio free thing called Radio Free Freedom, and it shares a name with a Nazi party in Ukraine, and it helps the Ukrainian government spread their Nazi garbage. So, woo, we did it. The CIA really pulling all the stops out here. Rescind says Alex Jones has been right about almost everything. Yeah. Valor says, yep, Minecraft, definitely. Earth Nerd says, I've been giving Alex Hormozy a chance. I didn't have a good intro to him, but he's growing on me. 1,000 times better than Andrew Tate. Ah, well, I will check him out at some point. Skyzone says, why, yes, I do use dead children for my experiments. How could you tell? Let me say that in that voice.
Why, yes, I do use dead children for my experiments. How could you tell?
There we go. That's something to clip. Oh, YouTube has clips now, by the way. If people want to take little short clips and post them to their fucking channels, they can do that. Valor says, sorry if I'm... well, I mean, people can still talk even if you're spamming. If this channel ever blows up to the point where I might even be close to doing that frozen lake jump, then well, frozen water anyway, then it's gonna be a lot of fucking words at once. So doesn't matter. Like, if I can't handle that now, I'm not gonna be able to handle it when I've got like so many chat comments flowing down that I can't even address them all. So yeah, that. But yeah, is there anything else y'all wanted to discuss? Plenty to discuss, but since I'm not doing comments this time, since I gotta put out some content uh, the subjects are sort of driven by y'all. And also, um, for that particular thing, when I do the Screaming Yak challenge, I'm gonna do it even if I can't do this. But if I do the Screaming Yak Demon Wings challenge, um, one of the things that's gonna be there is I'm gonna see if I can do 2 of them at once, because the wings get comped allegedly if you can do this challenge, which is 12 in 15 minutes. And I think I can do 24 in 15 minutes. I think 15 minutes, give me 15 minutes and I can do 24 wings. I believe I can do that. So if I can do that and just get both of them comped, then I have a bunch of fucking protein in me. So that's going to be something I'm going to be trying for free. And I get a shirt and I get my picture on the wall. So that's current goals. What happened in AZ? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about in AZ. Valor says, "Kind of wish YouTube would add a slow mode for big channels on live chat." They do. They have that. They have that. It's a setting in the actual like chat like um settings in the back end, but you can say like one comment per user per X amount of time or whatever. I just don't have that active because A, I don't care, and B, I would rather be able to easily see it if somebody is going to chain spam letters in my chat. Which has happened multiple times. Somebody's gonna come in and post an N, and we all know what's coming next. So, that's the whole thing. Yeah, like I think it does have that, but I don't have it enabled because I don't need it yet. Rasin says on a computer probably. Well, no, I'm saying like I could enable that to where people couldn't send like a ton of messages all at once. I don't do that because I don't want to. And because I think it would sort of take away from the live experience of it. Like the more crowded this stuff gets, the better to me. Like because then it really gives me a lot of stuff that I could potentially sink my teeth into. So that be the thing there. But yeah, there's a lot coming. And one of the things that's coming is going to be, like I said, I'm going to be putting out at least one vlog a day, at least one short form video a day, and like highly edited content like once a week, and these sorts of weird like random content vlogs every like whenever I feel like it. Those ones will be less on a schedule until they get like more consistently viewed and subscribed and shit. But I already have 5 subs off of that, so it's there. Valor says, BT dubs Jeremiah, for Christmas Eve we made croissant stuffed with bacon, French cheese, pistachio, and cranberries. It was very good. Add at some point next time you make that, add papaya. Papaya would complete that. Rasin says, I picked up Peruvian. What, as a language you're studying? I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, lots of stuff coming. And I'm hoping to be able to get a lot more interviews, a lot more guests. Because I want to like learn as much as I can, as quickly as possible. That's my current goal. What the fuck is the Thug Shaker, and why do people keep asking me if I can do it? I don't know. Let me look into this. Let me look into this here. It's probably super easy. All these TikTokable dances are super easy. And people act like they're... The only one that I'm not very good at is like a shuffle walk, like a moonwalk, for instance. I can't really do that. So, the thug shaker is a slang phrase describing videos of black men who presumably live a thug life performing... Okay, so it looks like it's just twerking, but dudes. Yeah, it's just twerking, but for dude. Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care. I don't like twerking normally. I want to see Jeremiah do Fortnite emotes. I could, but that'll only be on my random channel, or if I do gaming streams or things like that. If I start making a decent amount of money on fucking like my content, if I make like 1,000 a month and I can afford an hour a day to do it, I'll start doing gaming streams again. That'll probably be later anyway. Like I need to move into a place where I can plug into a router, so that I don't have these issues where like occasionally the thing will just drop off, or like I'll get latency issues. And fortunately, somebody says that they are going to move from Texas to here, in like March, April-ish area. So if that happens, we're going to be splitting rent on an apartment. So if that happens, and this happens, then I will have an actual base of operations where people respect my content more, and I can use it better for making more things, proverbially speaking. So that would be the goal. Take the L dance. I mean, like I said, if I make $1,000 a month on Patreon, like I'll start doing gaming streams again, and I'll do some multiplayer stuff, and I'll do some emotes to be as cringe as possible. When I do things properly. But right now, like, I need $100 to just keep my site up, get some tools for my computer, and get some like setup stuff for like streams in general. So that's the goal right now. So I'm sort of setting up like milestones. If y'all want to see me do certain things, that's what it's gonna take. Valor says, I plan to live in NJ when I'm able to live on my own with my best friend, but I like to visit you. Well, Washington is one of those places where... do you like the cold? Skyzone, it said, if you make 1,000 a month, will you do the thug shaker? No, because I abjectly hate twerking. I think it's one of the worst forms of dancing ever. Because all it is it's just like simulated sex. That's all it is. 100% of it. Let me just gyrate my fucking groin on you. That's twerking. It's essentially just easy, cheap, and gross. So I'm not a fan. And so I have to culturally oppose it by not doing it. Valor says he has a lot of warm clothes. Yeah, well, then, yeah, it'd be... because what I was going to say is that if you don't like the cold, then coming during summer would be better. Because it can get pretty toasty here during the summer. But right now, it's like... let me check the current temperature. What we got right now. Temp. We got 26 degrees. And it's warm for this week. So... Valor says it isn't even dancing. I refuse to call twerking dancing. Yeah, because it's not. It's one motion done repeatedly. Like, it's such garbage. It's not good. Like, my idea of good dancing, that's not just, your standard, like, swing dancing, or, like, square dancing, or line dancing, or, like, tango. If I'm going to do more modern dancing, breaking. Breaking needs to make a comeback. Put down the cardboard, pull out your fucking blazer, blast some Eurobeat, and breakdance. Do that. That's better. And it takes skill and has potential risk. All you risk with twerking is embarrassing yourself because one of your implants pops. Are you old enough to remember the Fly Girls? They could dance. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, there's a song called B-Boys and Fly Girls by Bumfunk MCs, which is very good. Valor says, I got sausage, eggs, and toast for dinner. Good. Yeah, lots of protein. Rasin says, breakdancing and pop lock was great. And not done enough anymore. Because it takes skill and it's actually entertaining to look at. Twerking is garbage. It's such garbage. It's not good. Also, I should check my Discord chat here and see if somebody is sending something that I can't see in the stream. Sometimes people do that. People without like YouTube accounts. Nope, nothing here. All right. But yeah, like it's not even that it's like sexual in nature. I don't mind sexual in nature as long as it's somewhat interesting to look at or like hard to do. Minty says balls. Well, hello, Minty. Is there a political issue you want to discuss? This is basically audience engagement because I don't have much content this week. That'll change next week, but I don't have much content this week, so I don't have many comments to address. Also, it's in higher definition because I turned on lighting and Rescind got me a better camera, so them. But yeah, like I feel like that's part of the sort of degradation of content online is that the short form content has incentivized people to learn incredibly easy dances that they can record quickly and then share quickly for social clout. It turns it into garbage. Rescind says the only Christmas present I got anyone. Well, thank you. Yeah, I've got some stuff that I need to install. The tools for the PC are so that I can remove a stripped screw in the motherboard without putting a bunch of metal everywhere with a drill. Because when you put metal places in a PC, like if you get a metal shaving on the wrong part of the motherboard, you're gonna cause a short and fry the entire thing. So I need to not fry my entire computer trying to install a new hard drive or new solid state drive. So my goal is to get this extractor set and use that and get this screw out so that I can screw in the next one, which is already sort of screwed into this to begin with. But then once I do that, I'll have 2 terabytes more solid state memory. But like right now, it was literally like stripped as soon as I got into the case. So, you know, I tried repeatedly to get it off anyway, and it would not. And literally gave myself like a screaming panic attack because I was like, I broke my computer, that sort of thing many times when I heard something crunch or whatever. I'd be like, this is it. I tried to upgrade it, and instead I've completely destroyed my life. So, obviously I need to not do that. And there's a kit you can get for like $50 on Amazon that I'm going to be picking up as soon as possible. So, that. Somebody sent me a message. So anyway, yeah, that. Is there anything else y'all want to discuss? Cause so the goal is to upload this video today. And what that's going to require is that I put out this video within the next couple hours. And I think I can do that, but it's going to require some editing because I made some significant mistakes. So I try to do all my videos in one take so that I don't need to edit them at all. But Skyzone says new Husband Hotel GIF uploads. Ah, well that's good because Husband Hotel needs to be a thing, and the fact that it hasn't like seen nearly as much time in the sun is a problem for me. Like, I liked that plot, and I wanted to know what happened to Angel Dust. I sympathized with his character a lot, especially after the fucking music video that came out. The official music video that was, like, originally a fan song. But, like, that made me sympathize with him. So, that. But yeah, I want to see more of that. And I'm glad that they worked out whatever creative demons were in their way, because that whole controversy, none of it was proven. It was all allegations. And I'm not sorry when I say that I don't just believe allegations. You know, if you want to say that there was a toxic and abusive workplace, you better pony up some screenshots. It's sort of like all this stuff coming out about Henry Cavill as The Witcher, and like, oh, he's just a toxic gamer, bro, saying the wrong thing to me. This is so unprofessional. I'm wilting. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Either show us some evidence that this happened, or you just don't like him because he's a different personality. Like, oh, a gamer bro worked on a gaming show. That's so shocking. I'm shocked. So, I don't believe that stuff happened at the Spindle Horse offices. I think that was a big controversy where, yeah, maybe some of it was true, but like it was all one-sided and nobody was interested in hers. They all just like, oh, let's cancel her. And then all the old stuff from old non-controversies fucking cropped up as well. It's like, so what? These things have already been addressed, and if they weren't already addressed enough, then why did you watch the show? You know? Don't support these people if you're just going to bring up old shit when it comes time to cancel them. Yeah, the Vivzy allegations. I just don't believe them. I hear allegations. I don't see proof. I just see people complaining about a workplace. And yeah, it could suck. And I'm not saying like it guaranteeably doesn't, but I'm not going to believe them and spread them. Sky says, Viv did a lot of stuff she hasn't answered for that nobody cares about, sadly. Yeah, but like, I've been accused of a lot of stuff, as you know. So like, I could either just go with the accusations and then say, hey, here's all the reasons that's not even potentially true. Or if somebody says them, I could say, you haven't proven it. You're a liar. Shut the fuck up. Or just not say anything at all. Like, even again recently, I was called a zoophile and a pedophile by somebody who later retracted those because he was like, damn, I issued these fucking statements and it's ruining my credibility now because I don't have any proof to back it up. I didn't need to say much. I just needed to post the screenshots, which is why I'm now in a restricted mode in that server that those screenshots were in, because they can't handle accountability. They're not interested in accountability. They're interested in their stupid little circle jerk. So I feel like if these allegations are going to come out, they need more proof than just we said it happened before I'll need her to address stuff, you know? Because if somebody calls me a groomer with no proof, my response is not going to be like wilting and hoping that they recant, you know, hoping that, oh no, I'm clutching my pearls now. Are they going to, you know, call me that again with no proof? My response is going to be to, like, walk away from the situation and not give them the time of day. Like, they suck. You know? So, and I've had experience with that. I've had experience with people just making up things about me. And you know that well. So, my personal thing is call them a liar and then walk away. If they can't provide proof and you know it isn't true, then just say it isn't true and then walk away. You know, or say nothing. Don't give these people the attention they want. Like that Fox Azure cunt who, like, regularly harassed me in my DMs and, like, hurled all manner of slurs at me because I wouldn't give them the attention they wanted on their channel. Like, this guy's that. He's just toxic, manipulative, and abusive. And so maybe these people are right, 100%. But I've had so many experiences with people who aren't and still act just as sure as these people. You know? I have a hard time with it. I have a hard time thinking that this is genuine and true, especially since if it was, you know, wouldn't she just have nobody working for her anymore? Wouldn't they just not be able to put this stuff out anymore? I feel like if it was really that bad, she wouldn't have any workers. But that's my you know, approach to this situation. Also, Valor, it's has been. It's Vivzy Pop. Unless you were talking about the person who sent me the things, in which case it's Fox Azure from the Cast War Fox server. Like, I just have nothing to say to him. You want to hurl all these accusations, you want to hurl all these epithets, you can do that into a vacuum. I don't have to respond to you. I don't owe you my attention. So, any comment on the medical derg says, any comment on the cold weather sweeping the south right now? I mean, stay safe. Like, one of the things that was said by the person who's moving up is that one of the reasons the South is so screwed in these circumstances is because they put their pipes in the ceiling. So they've got water coming down on them. Like, their pipes will break and it will flood their houses. So, you know, I wish you well. Your infrastructure was not built for this. And, you know, there's a reason they're calling it climate change and not global warming now, because while the Earth is definitely overall warming, it has these really strong cold spikes. And those cold spikes might just, you know, compensate for the warming. Which also means that the people in the cold spiked regions are going to suffer, and food is going to be harder to produce and shit. So we've got the most aggressive snow that Spokane has seen in many years, apparently. I think it's record snowfall in, like, many places here. So the fact that the South is experiencing it too does not surprise me. Like, it's just getting worse and everywhere. Let me check, actually. Spokane winter record breaking. If it is. Okay. Yeah, so on November 30th, it says, just after 4 p.m. on Wednesday, the NWS in Spokane confirmed 7.5 inches of snow had fallen at Spokane International Airport since midnight, breaking the previous daily snowfall record of 6.1 set back in 75. So there you go. And that was in no fucking November. And we have 12.7 inches now. As the total record, which was 54. So we just need a little bit more in order to get that many. So what's the, let me check the current snowfall in Spokane. Spokane, current snowfall inches. Up to an inch? It's more than that, you cunt. What? This is not true. This is scandals and lies. I'm being lied to by the National Weather Service. I can look outside my fucking window and see more accumulation than fucking 1 inch. Chance of freezing, rain, or snow in the morning tomorrow. Yeah, but what's the accumulation? That's what I need to know. Inch. Yeah, okay, so it's not going to give me that information outside of a Google search. Maybe that just wasn't the current information. I don't care. Either way, he also says, Dirk says, big thanks from Yellowstone. Have a Merry Christmas. Also, answer your Discord DMs. So, just to answer those, yeah, the Annie situation. I mean, I don't know what he was doing in there, but, you know, at this point, I don't care either. Because, like, even if I, like, banned Annie, or she, I don't fucking, they, even if I did that, it's not like they couldn't just join with a different account. So, like, at the time, I was just like, let's see where this leads. And it didn't lead anywhere verbally. So, if it led somewhere, like, in terms of nonverbal communication, then fuck it. You know, I can't really help that. Well, so the Benji leaving thing, he left around when Cass was starting to send people there. So I think he was concerned about, like, his presence there being held against him. And, you know, the fact that he was a mod and didn't do something about X, Y, and Z terrible thing that they could allegedly bring up, but hadn't yet because they didn't really have anything on the place coming up. You know, I don't believe for a second that it was necessary for him to leave, but he was spooked and he gets issues. He also left a bunch of rooms on Twitter, you know, but it's not the same person as far as I'm concerned and as far as I know. The mass ping incident. Yeah. See, I just don't you know? I'm not gonna care. Like, I've spent so much time trying to help people and trying to get things under control that, like, if these people want to say that I'm some terrible person or involved in some terrible thing, they don't have proof. Fuck them. Earth says, keep the tap dripping overnight. Blankets over doorways. Sand will give you your tires grip. Use your fireplace. Stock up on shit to do when you don't have power. Pump brakes if you slide. Yep. Yeah. Snow tips. And also, like, she's getting used to the snow as well now. Because she lives in a place that's, like, more suited to me and not the South. So, yeah. It's a lot different now. But, like, I like this. I go for regular runs out in this stuff. And like, get a frost beard. So, you know, that's... My bias is, this is great. I like the fact that it's near zero. Near zero is good. So. Anyway. Durg says, I do believe any is helping you know who. Probably not best to say. What, Jane? I'm gonna say Jane. It doesn't matter. Dude, these people, I already beat them. That's the thing. That's one of the things about this whole, like, cast situation. Everybody treating me like I'm some kind of predator, even though I did nothing wrong. You know, I've been exposing and pushing these people back for a long time. I'm the reason people know about the fact that P is sus. You know, and I know about it because one of the people, his stream shit talked. Like, I don't know if you saw the conversation in my server the other day, Dirk, because you don't spend a lot of time in there. But basically, there was somebody that was literally lied about in Cass's stream, where Cass said fucking, like, one of Cass's streams said that this person who is the literal reason that this pedophile got outed, was defending pedophilia at one point because he was saying parents don't own their kids. He was making anarchist ownership or anarchist claims about self-ownership and saying that kids are not the property of their parents, so parents don't have the right to beat them. And this guy's what? Well, if kids own themselves and they can consent to X, Y, and Z, do you consent to X, Y, and Z? And so he just stopped talking because, of course he did. But Cass didn't challenge this guy on this, you know? BTY is an anti-child porn person, extremely anti-child porn. But he gets lied about in Cass's stream because Cass doesn't moderate or monitor content. He doesn't care whether or not it's true. So, yeah, it's a fucking problem. So, I've been at this for a long time, and that's the reason this person came to me to begin with and said, hey, yeah, there's some sus shit going on in the back alley. Can you do something about it? And I was like, yeah, give me whatever information you got. And so he did. He gave me a bunch of really good information, and it helped me expose Riley. And helping me expose Riley helped me get into the necessary circles to expose Jane. And so all these people who want to come at me, who want to collect evidence and shit, just like, I'm better at this than you. I've been doing this longer than you. I have more evidence on more people than you. Fuck off. I don't need you here. I don't need your opinion. I don't care about your opinion, you cunt. Anyway. Valor says I'm a good person. Well, arguable, but I am effective. Durg says, like, Any is something. Yeah, you know, Any kept on sending messages to other people, saying that, you know, oh, you know, I've changed, and I you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And he wrote this extremely short twit longer not too long ago about this as well. I don't trust him, though. Or she. I don't fucking care. Like, I kept getting told that I misgendered, but, like, this person literally always uses males as their profile picture, and always seems to come off that way, so I kind of just figured, and it's been really hard to pull myself around and not calling them a he. I'll try, though. I'll try. Really hard. Skyzone won a Fortnite game. Valor says, good job. Durg says, when is Jane vid dropping, and can I make a voice appearance? I mean, potentially on the second thing, and the first thing is, I'm waiting for some of the victims involved here to file police reports, because I don't want to go public with all this and have a bunch of issues with Jane deleting a bunch of shit, Jane going private on a bunch of shit. I would rather this be handled before this thing happens so that I have a solid conclusion to give people that says I helped people actually get this problem solved. So, whereabouts are you now, Earth? Or is Georgia cold? Oh, okay. Valor says, is Jeremiah's a pedo? Source. Trust me, bro. Yeah, basically. Earth Nerd says, about an hour-ish away from Spokane. Yeah. Skyzone says, the Jane saga, including pretty much the Benja and everything else, is a nightmare I had to endure. Yeah, they literally lied about you. And oh, here's a fun part. They lied about you, and now the people who lied about you are being called victims because their Callow allegedly had some things to do with them. Okay, fine. That doesn't mean they're a saint. It doesn't mean that I have to like them now. Like, they lied about you. They lied about me. They told both of us to kill ourselves. They can go fuck themselves. I don't care that Dan is some kind of victim of one thing or another. I would maybe care if Dan wasn't passing trauma on to other people. But Dan did that. And now we're just supposed to say that it's okay? It's not fucking okay. And now Dan gets to, like, coast off into the sunset with all these people backing her up and like, have this private account where she blocks any critics and anyone who could potentially call her on any bullshit in the past. She still hasn't apologized to me for lying about me. She still hasn't apologized to you for lying about you. And we're supposed to just say that it's all fine now. Yeah, this is in the past. No! No! Apologize, Dan. Admit you fucked up, Dan. You didn't do that, and you repeatedly mocked me for even asking for anything like that. You sent thousands of people after innocent people and have not fucking owned up to it, Dan. got a little bit testy there. Results of unmedicated bipolarism. Rescind, are you a homesteader? EarthNerd says it's 2 degrees warmer in my hometown than where I am now, 27. Ah. Well, I mean, that's not much. I guess that must be part of that southern, like, cold snap. Valor says, I feel bad because I supported Jane before I knew that she lied to get money for maid dresses. Yeah, well, I don't blame you. She put off this front and she made it seem like everything was fucking... But then... So, EarthNerd is actually the original source of those screenshots as posts. But I took the screenshots of her stuff that she was, like, doing to scam people out of that money. And the reason I operated it that way, the reason I wanted her to post this stuff, is because that way I could remain in the server, and it would give me a tether in case some more sus shit went down. So, basically, she posted the screenshots, started to get the attention necessary for people to realize the fraud, and I kept in there to keep an eye on the fraud, and that's, you know, the reason I have all this other information. Because basically I played everyone in there against each other so that I could get the information necessary to out Jane as a terrible person. But, you know, people got swept up in it, you know? It's not surprising to me, you know? And that's one of the things, like, that's one of the reasons I'm skeptical of literally everyone. Because, yeah, there are, like, legitimate transphobia issues. Matt Walsh being a huge source of one of them, while he supports the same kind of grooming he said he opposed by saying 16-year-old girls are adults. They aren't, Matt. But at the same time, like, you know, there are legitimate, you know, like, issues in the trans community, or people who identify as trans, and those should be addressed fucking too. Like, like Riley, for instance, that pedo I originally went against, he literally just tried to hide behind transness after a long time of being accepted as he in many circles, and then he just said, oh, but this guy's a transphobe, actually. After months and months and months and months of me going against him, he's like, no, but actually I'm trans, though, and this person's a transphobe. No, I'm not. You just got called out, and now you want another community to hide behind because libertarians aren't so fucking pleasant to you anymore. So, that's what she was doing. She was saying, oh, they just don't like me because I'm trans. So let me buy fake swords, maid dresses, and fucking months and months of McDonald's with money that I keep on saying I'm going to use to escape this transphobic household, which turns out to not be transphobic. You know, she got people swept up in it. She manipulated people's emotions. So the lesson here isn't to apologize for being, like, involved in that. The lesson here is to recognize emotional manipulation and oppose it. Fucking nip that in the bud. Call these people out every single time that they don't provide proof for this stuff happening. And, you know, still try to manipulate people. I provide proof for every single thing that happens. That's why people know that at least I've got the receipts. Like King Rounds on Twitter said, I don't want the smoke. Jeremiah be having all the receipts. And I hope he's okay too. He was starting to make some rap a while back. I gotta check in on him and see if he's doing anything else good. Yeah, fucking wild. 2022 was a wild and cancerous year, and so was 2021. And cancer. Anyway. EarthNerd says, I am not, but I have learned a lot from studying that lifestyle. I wouldn't be mad if I ended up one someday. Good, yeah, and I think that's on your list. Valor says, I remember meeting Jeremiah through the anti-zoo stuff. Yeah, because I've been in these circles ever since I started to go against people like Riley. I was like, oh yeah, there's an actual problem here and an actual group of people, you know, dedicated to solving that problem, I thought. And now every single person in those circles has either been found to be a degenerate liar themselves or just lying about me in general, you know, except very specific and few people. Fucking you can never go home. You know, it's always going to change when you leave. Rescind says, same here, but I probably won't. Families in SoCal and growing. Good. Valor says, wait, she can be filed against? Yeah, because, like, the victims have all the information in a nice, neat little document. And all they had, like, two of the victims, right? We got Sudan and we got Kish. Both of those people can file reports. And she would be behind the fuck bars. That's what needs to happen. Because right now she just skated on and hung out with another groomer called Average MCYT. Um, who promptly started to send a lot of people after me when I went against that new alliance. So like, yeah, I mean, she can be filed against, but right now she's not being filed against, and the most she got was a stern talking to. Fucking. So that's the primary thing I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for the parties involved to get bold enough to like agree to do that. You know? That's what I'm waiting for. Also, of course, picking up my cuticle with a thumbtack, which is a very healthy way to manage cuticle trimming. So Dirk says they fate claimed me, Jane solicited me for you know what, and guilt tripped me, the works. Yeah, these people are fucking awful. Earth Nerd says there's still some great takeaways even if we don't fully jump into that life. Yeah. Homesteading will always be something to look into because at the very least you'll have the information for when there is a shit hits the fan situation. That's the reason I like that reality show, The Colony, because it basically like, hey, what if things collapsed? What would you use these like assorted junk and bullshit for? And then like they just used it relatively effectively. Earth Nerd says, oh yeah. So Valor says agreed. I'm not sure what that was too, but Rasin says absolutely. It's almost more important to be prepared here. Yeah. Valor says Dan inside your home. I'm okay. Yeah, amusing. Valor says, I feel more terrible that I fell for it and sent it to a friend to help out. The Jane thing made me extremely skeptical of any funding things except for you. I trust you. Well, hey, thanks. Good to hear that, because, like, I need all the help I can get. If I make this move, rent is going to be more expensive, and I'm going to need to pay more expenses and shit like that. I need this like, operation I'm doing to be much more sustainable on a much more regular basis. So that's my goal, is to get enough that I'm not a burden, or enough that I can start like a side hustle that I can do from that house. Like that's part of what I'm doing right now. I'm working on editing my first ever book, like not mine that I wrote, but somebody else sent me their book to edit, and so I'll be getting that back to them ASAP, and I already got paid, you know. But like that's like if I can get work doing that, then that would be a good start, you know. That would be a good way to move forward, because like that could be rent a month with the amount of work it is. So who knows? I certainly don't yet. But my goal right now is to like massively accelerate content production, really earn the subs, all that sort of thing. So, yeah. I think I'm getting better at recognizing it. I think you met me when I had my previous handle. I'm not sure. Probably. I seem to remember it, but I'm not going to say what it was in case you want that shushed. Medical Dirk says, I have plenty of screenshots of convos with Jane, but they are very sus for me being 17. That he says he was 17 and that he's not anymore, and that he met her at 17. Yeah, she really had to prey on people who were as young or younger than her, because and in some cases much younger, because like if she tried to come that way with like all that stuff at fully grown, fully prefrontal cortex sized adults, she'd have a lot harder time, which is why she had a lot harder time with me than she did with her audience of mostly kids who were literally just sending her content to steal. That's why I actively hate the gimmick community, by the way, because They will literally just get content for free from other people that other people made. Oftentimes they'll crop out the username. Oftentimes they won't credit it all. Oftentimes they'll act like it's, oh, this is my account. I did this. No, you fucking didn't. You got submissions and you stole other people's shit and you built a gimmick around it. And sure, you might be a good curator, but you didn't do the work. That's not your shit. Don't act like you're some artiste now who's deserving of credit. And so a lot of these people get into that mentality. I'm fucking awesome. I have hundreds of thousands of followers off other people's content. It's like, yeah, you do. But you wouldn't without them. So don't act like it's your empire. Holy shit. And so these people get that mentality. They start to be like, well, what else could I do with this? Well, I will start promoting my fucking monthly payment thing. That's what I'll do. I'll start turning this into my job. And I'll get a significant amount of revenue just from posting about certain things. Or I'll claim some sort of thing that isn't true and dick ride that until I make a profit. You know, there's so much just greasy fucking shit coming out of those circles. And I was exposed to it first fucking hand when literal racists and fucking pedos were spilling out of the woodwork, all because I joined a channel, a Discord server, from a group message that I started on Twitter to go against pedophiles. Like, I've been in this longer than most of these people. I know more about this stuff. And these people just came in and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight pedophiles in this server. And I'm like, awesome. Another place to, you know, put this sort of content. Another place to hold people accountable. What I found was not that. Because they had to lie a bunch in order to keep it going. I hate people so much. Officer Anti-Valor, then, if I remember correctly. I think I do. Skyzone says the damage Jane caused to one specific person I knew very well was apparent. Whatever was done by her really messed the person up. Yeah. Hella. And like all this stuff just spilling out, and I got attacked. I got called a groomer. I got so many insults. You know, oh, you must be fucking bipolar, fucking terrible fucking groomer, fucking all these. They could just like throw a thing and it would stick immediately because these people were kids and they don't need it to be rational. They just needed it to match their fucking schoolyard bully garbage that this stuff was built on. It's toxic as fucking hell and it sucks. You know, and minors go through this thinking it's normal, and we wonder why mental health is on the fucking rise. Mental health problems. Well, because these cultures are what's being allowed and encouraged, and you're called a bigot if you disagree. Oh, Officer Anti is my current one. I don't remember what you were before then. I don't remember specifically. Anyway, yeah, he says, Valor says, I once talked to someone Jane dated, but was to comfort them or something. Yeah, because she's a terrible person. You know, and I don't think she's ever going to improve because she, even at the end, was trying to defend her reputation like she did nothing wrong. Even though she's a lying piece of shit, con artist, scumbag, scammer, who takes advantage of actual oppressed people in order to move her shit forward. Garbage. Absolute garbage. I don't think you overshared for her, because she literally shared it on my Twitter, like, so she wanted that information out there. Jane sucked her up and spit her out, and it was a terrible situation. Taking advantage of people who literally just don't understand the situation. Most of the people in this chat are probably like, what the fuck? Because a lot of people on my channel just flat out don't know about that situation. Dirk says, if you want, I can send you some of my DMs. I mean, yeah, go for it. Do it on Keybase. At Insanity is free. Send it there because Discord is going to recognize some of that text, and they're going to, they use OCR for their images. They're going to recognize some of that text, and they might cancel your account. So, I don't want that. So, send it on Keybase. Anything anybody wants to send me that's sensitive like that, do it on Keybase. At Insanity is free because that's going to be a lot more secure way to keep your profiles when you're sending me sensitive stuff. Also, it makes sure that you are that person because I can verify that sort of information when you verify your account. Like, that's the whole point of Keybase, is that it's reliable file sharing and verification and proofs. So that's my thing. Like, definitely do that on Keybase, not Discord. Valor says, I've dealt with a lot of SA victims and talked to them and tried comforting them. I could really tell that they were scared and it felt terrible. Yeah. And Jane made people feel terrible because she put them in a similar emotional manipulative headspace. Even if she didn't directly assault anyone, she was still a piece of shit. So. And unlike certain other people I could mention, I specifically look for proof of all of my allegations. How did I come up with the name Smealm on my Discord? I created that account to harass somebody who was sexually harassing a friend of mine, and I wanted the name Smealm to be a very gross name. I wanted it to be a gross name with a gross profile picture that would make this person leave Discord and leave my friend alone. And it worked. They left my friend alone, and eventually they deleted their account. So, yay! So I gave it the name Smealm. Because doesn't that sound gross? Doesn't that sound like a gross demon you would summon? Like,
call forth Smealm.
So, that's why. Anyway, this has been going on for almost an hour and 40. Way longer than I expected, to be honest. Because I didn't have any comments to address. But with all that in mind, if there's anything y'all would like me to address before I hang it for the night, then feel free. Anybody in the chat. So, yeah. Valor says good. Yeah, this person's gone. and so, I've been banned before for, opposing pedophiles. I've been at this for a really long time. And so, when I opposed pedophiles, I had a rule in my server, no minors, that sort of thing. I had a rule to, not be one of them. There were no anti-Cs allowed in my server. So, like, the whole vibe of it was we're going to take direct action. And this direct action was involving, like, helping victims, helping get cyber tip reports filed, helping people seek legal action against their, like, oppressors and abusers and shit like that. And so I fucking got banned from Discord because I was, targeted groups. So they have pedophiles as one of their protected groups. They admitted that then. And so my next account, I wanted it to have such a unique and non-other, like, because my previous username was just my normal one. But I wanted my new account to have an account username that was just, like, completely separate. That would be completely divorced. Nobody would mistake it unless somebody wanted to. And then my new account was there strictly for that. And then I made my server as a joke. That's the reason there are so many channels in there, is because I wanted it to be intentionally way too many. It was I thought I was going to be banned very quickly. So it was one of those fuck it things. So yeah, you can friend me. It sounds like expired milk. Yeah. What channel do I post gaming? So when I do that again, it'll be Insanity is free on Twitch. And then I'll repost to Jeremiah Games, but I basically stopped that because I didn't get very good viewership and my stream quality wasn't that good. So I might be starting that again in, like, when I move to this new place and can plug into a router. That might be a thing then, but it's currently not a thing. So, and also I've got to focus on all my serious content so it doesn't seem like I'm just gaming for this living, Like, I need to be able to make content that I care about subjects that I think need coverage. And then if I have like an hour later on in the night, I'll be doing some gaming, you know? But yeah. Either way, everybody follow Jeremiah Does Stupid Shit on Camera on YouTube. Everybody follow Jeremiah Zip on Twitter if you want a worse Twitter. And yeah, lots and lots of stuff coming. And with all that being said, feel free to leave comments on these videos if you want them discussed in these streams. This is brought to you by Liberty Professionals. If you want your home, small business, and life secured, feel free to hit them up. If you want a private investigation done, papers served in Texas, if you just want a security consult to make your property more secure anywhere in the country, he can give you a consult from Texas, including helping you sweep bugs, that sort of thing. So he's been a longtime supporter of the show. He's board certified. He's great, company in the server. And yeah, he supports what I do. So does Rescind. If any of you want to support what I do, there's Patreon and Ko-fi in the description. And with all that being said, I'm going to go reheat some food. Smash the fucking state.